video today, I thought I would just do a fun photo shoot vlog for everyone. I don't really do much on this account, but I'm planning to start making more videos now that the coronavirus is like kind of taking over our lives. But today I thought this would be a fun little video for you guys to watch, so I hope you enjoy. So the first thing I use in all my photo shoots is obviously my camera. I will be using my Canon EOS Rebel T3i. The next thing I use is a scrunchie to keep my hair back, and then a hat to keep out the sun, and then last but not least, pony pouches. Once I get all my stuff, I normally pick out a few horses. It kind of varies every time. Some I take more than others, but today we will just be putting them in the pony pouches. I got this pony pouch at Briarfest. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I use it for all my like rare horses. It's super nice and I would recommend buying hers. All my horses in the pony pouches. I then put them in this little carrying tote I use literally all the time. I got it from Walmart and it's just like $5. It's stiff walled, kind of. Over time it's gotten thinner and like worn out, but yeah, so it holds them without them like cramming next to each other. I don't know, I find it super useful. So Walmart's got some stuff. I always keep my camera battery charging just so it's ready if I ever want to use it. Then I just put my hair in a ponytail and also put my hat on and just get ready for the photo shoot. Then I put my shoes on, I grab my camera and my carrying tote, and then head downstairs to go outside. Then when I am outside, I basically find a spot to take photos and just hunker down and get them all done. A lot of my photos actually. My house is right there, so it's literally like a really short walk, but yeah, so this is gonna be our first location. We got some mountains in the distance, we got these yellow flowers, the sun is kind of setting. It's really pretty out, so let's do it. So sometimes if I find a really nice spot, I'll like take all my horses out and lay them out, but normally I just kind of like take one at a time. So here we have this guy. I'm gonna be taking photos of him right here. Found a cool little spot, so let's do it. Maple's tip number one is find an area where the weeds aren't like too tall for your horse. So they're like, at least, you know, not like overcrowding him. For example, if I put him in this bunch of flowers, you can't like really see what's happening, right? But so that's a good tip. Keep the plants and foliage kind of like down low. Always set my camera to sports mode, and it's this like little running person. It just helps me, like, I don't know, it's kind of like my constant in photography. I find this mode really easy to use, and I literally use it for like everything. The thing you're going to want to do to make your life a little bit easier is turn it on live mode. So there's this little camera right here, and you're basically going to push it, it'll make a little sound, and then the view will actually come up on your screen. So like when you move your camera around, it'll come up on here, so you don't have to look through the viewfinder to see your photo. So that's super nice if you're like down low and you like need to see it, or you want to get an angle where you can't really lay down. So each person's photography style is completely different, but one thing I find myself doing a lot is actually angling the horse so that most of it is in the sun. You see how he's kind of shaded, like his head is turned? When you turn him, it like hits the sun, so this makes him show up a lot better than if he was like shaded halfway. I'll show you an example in a second. So I'm going to the second location right now. We are heading over there. It's about a like 5-minute walk, and I'll see you when we get there. Okay everyone, so we are here, our little photo spot. I find this spot really pretty at sunset, like this time of day, because there's like flat areas, but there's also flowers. It's just really cool. So I'm gonna get set up here and get going. If you know you're dealing with like long grass or something, you might want to bring a taller horse, for example, like this rearing horse, so because he sticks up and he won't like be drowned in all the weeds and stuff. So I find myself, if I know there's going to be long grass, like always bringing a horse that's a little bit taller so they can like stick their head through. kind of like pre-planning, but yeah, we're gonna be using this guy here. Oh, these planes be so annoying. There's a person. So another thing I use all the time is vivid mode. So on my camera, there's this little tab. So there's this vivid mode, so you can say if it's gonna be like really strong or really low. You can also say like what type of daylight you're shooting in, so you can say like daylight, shade, cloudy, all this different stuff. I often, if it's sunset, I use shade because it makes everything red. So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So there was no editing between these photos except what came straight out of the camera. So the left is the vivid and intense, and the right is just the standard. So you can see the difference, even though they're both turned out pretty good. It's actually really cute. Let me get a better view. Adorable for photos, even though I think it's going to be kind of hard. We're going to figure something out. But guys, I tried, but it's not turning out great. Location this is, but here we go. I found a new one. We love exploring, so I'm gonna go right here. Not sure what tip this is, but a lot of the time I take my camera strap and I like put it underneath to like help raise the camera up or down, and then I can like adjust it. But yeah, this is location number 576. We are here in this little wash canyon. It kind of rains it out and then it like makes this little canyon wall thing, but it never rains here. So I do have a picture that I'll show in a second of when there was water here and when there's not. So yep, we're just taking photos of him here. Turning out pretty good. So yeah, if you're on this mode, you can kind of like hover over and then obviously you hold this down and it'll focus on him, and then you just take the picture. So yeah, simple little tip for you. So the perfect opportunity to show you guys how to do a splash photo. So I just put my Peter Stone in the back for like aesthetics, but I'm going to be doing a splash for this guy right here. So what you're first going to want to do is obviously have your camera in sports mode. That'll pick up the dust better than any of these other modes. That's what I find the most, but again, I don't know my camera very well, honestly. So then you're going to focus on this dude, and when you push this little Q button right here, the little screen will pop up and it'll have all these options, right? So it's on vivid right now. And to make it go onto the timer where you can throw your dirt, you just go up here and then you go to self timer 10-second remote, not remote control, never mind, continuous. So this is gonna take however many photos you want, and I normally do like around 5 per like shot. So when you push this, it'll count down and then you can throw your dirt. So let's do it. So then the timer's counting down. I'm gonna gather a little bit of dirt, and then we're gonna walk over here and throw it under him. And so that's how you basically do it. There's a lot of practice that goes into it. It's not gonna be perfect your first time. This is my first attempt today, so I'm gonna try it a few more times and see which best one I can get. So this was the best photo I got that night. His feet are a little cut off, but basically that is what most of my splash photos look like. Then I walk home and come in, shut the door, and take off my shoes, and then head upstairs to take out my ponies. Once I have all the horses out, I go ahead and put away the pony pouches back in the tote and take out my SD card and battery so I can look at my photos and make sure my camera is completely charged next time I want to use it. And then I put all the ponies back on their shelves. By the time I get to upload my photos to my phone, it's usually dark outside, so I go downstairs, I hook up my laptop and plug in my SD card so I can see all the photos on file, and then I use Google Drive to upload them to my phone. It normally takes between 5 to 10 minutes to pick and choose and upload all my photos, and then I head onto my phone and go to Lightroom to edit a few of them into what I want them to be. So without further ado, here are the results of today's photo shoot.